Well, hello there and welcome back to Yard Sale Squad. When I kind of made my return from my break, I told you that I was going to a yard sale and that if I had success, you would be seeing a haul from me. Well, here I am, and I have a bed full of goodies behind me. I also have a phone full of goodies to share with you because, of course, Emily went with me, and I know you guys think I'm the queen of yard sales, but Emily's kind of the MVP, so I did good on this trip and she did really good on this trip, so hang tight and I can't wait to share these finds with you. So if you are new here or you're just stopping by for the first time, my name is Kelly, and the things that I like to share most on my channels are yard sale hauls, secondhand finds, frugal shopping tips, things like that, and also just our life as a family. So we went to a community yard sale. This community yard sale is one of our very favorites, and I'm gonna tell you why. So grab a notebook and a pen. You're gonna wanna write these down. If you are looking for a good community yard sale, these are some things to look out for. I've said this before, I made a whole video about how to find the best yard sales, and I'll link that down below. My whole point in doing this is to really help you find the things that you want and need for your family, but to do that without breaking the bank. You do not have to buy everything brand new. And if you look around you, we're all kind of cycling through the same stages of life, and we don't always keep all of those things. So there's a likelihood that someone in your area has something that you want, something that you need, and you can get it for a lot less than retail. If you're going to a neighborhood, a community, a multi-family yard sale, something like that, these are the things that you want to look for. Lots of homes participating. This neighborhood always has good participation. Sometimes you'll go to neighborhoods and it'll be advertised as a neighborhood or a community yard sale, and there will be 3 homes participating. It's such a bummer when you think that you are going to have this one-stop shop and only a few homes are participating. This one really does a good job. Second of all, they do it the same weekend every year. So sometimes it can be kind of confusing if there's a neighborhood that you really like, but they change their yard sale dates, or they maybe have a couple a year and it's not always the same. This particular neighborhood has theirs the same weekend every year, so you can count on it. I think that helps the turnout. I think that also helps the people living in the neighborhood kind of know when to stock up their donations, you know, and maybe save them for the yard sale versus taking them to Goodwill or something like that. Another reason that we love this one is because the prices are reasonable, and for the most part, people are not going to turn their nose up at you negotiating. I've mentioned this before, but negotiating is a big part of yard sales. You don't have to do it, but it's expected. So if you're nervous about doing it, again, I have a whole video all about that. I'll link that down below. But I always just say, you know, be kind. Above all, be kind. And the worst they can say is no. All right, so those are things that I would say to look out for. And yard sale season where we live in North Carolina really runs from about mid-late March all the way through October, sometimes November. So I don't know what the climate is like where you are and kind of what yard sale season is like where you are, but I hope you are able to take these tips and apply them for the rest of the season. All right, so I am just going to go in order of my stops. I do this so I can show you kind of how I've paired things together. That's kind of a tip if you're looking for a way to bargain, is to pair things together. So the first thing that we purchased were 2 Little Debbies for 25 cents. Right out of the gate, we were just in pacifying mode, and it worked out well, and we got through an entire street without whining because we had Little Debbies, you know. The next item was something that Abram spotted that he wanted. They had a large collection of various sizes of terracotta pots. So Abram picked up 2, and they were 25 cents for the pair. So we will, well, you just have to stay tuned and see what we do with these. The next few items are actually not with me, so I'm going to insert footage of them here. The first one is a mermaid Barbie. She needs a little work, so again, stay tuned. I've got a video coming. But Andy picked her out and we got her for 50 cents. And then I've said before that the way that I'm proceeding with this year with books, toys and clothing is one in, one out. If I bring something new in, something else has to go out. So I am going to be looking at doing that with books. I found 2 books here, and I'll tell you the reason why I bought them. Andy's was a little bit of just kind of something that I thought she would like and play with throughout the yard sale. It is an animal touch and feel book, so very sensory, kind of a little fun thing for her. But Abrams is this little doodle pad. My kids each have one of these magnetic doodle pads in my husband's car, and it is always shocking to me how long they will spend doodling on these in the car. They are the ultimate pastime for them. So I knew that this would be beneficial in our car. It is a smaller kind of screen, if you will. It actually has instructions for step-by-step how to draw some of the car's characters. So as Abram's getting a little older, I think this will be fun for him on a little bit of a longer ride or a road trip. So these will just go into my car. And I should just mention, some of these things I use different bargaining techniques than others. You just kind of feel it out and see what you think will be received well. For the terracotta pots, I think I just said, how much for these? And I think for the books and for the Barbie, I offered a price. Would you take 50 cents for this? Definitely for the books, I said, would you take $1 for these? All right, so here is where you're going to see a little bit of grouping. So we really lucked out with shoes on this trip for Abram. I got him a total of 3 pairs of shoes, 2 that fit him now in his current size and 1 that he will grow into. So this stop is one where I grouped things together, and I also said, would you take? And then named the price. So there were books there that I was interested in, and I'll show you those. I said, would you take a quarter for each book? And she said, sure. I got 2 books, and then I got 2 pairs of shoes, and I bundled them all for $1.50. 1 pair of tennis shoes will fit Abram now, and then 1 of them is to grow into. So the first ones that fit him now are these Cat and Jack, and they're not in perfect condition, but they are something that will last us through the summer, and that's exactly what we need. Plus, if you have kids, you know that tennis shoes just kind of get trashed. So I'm not looking for perfection here. I was looking for something that was comfortable, that fit, and that wasn't completely worn out. And for 50 cents, I'll take it. The second pair of shoes that we found there are ones for him to grow into. He was very excited about these. And they are Toy Story shoes, and they do light up. And what kid does not love light up tennis shoes? The 2 books that I actually got 1 for us and then 1 as a gift. I got this one actually to take with us on vacation. It is called Beach House, and of course I was attracted to the fact that it is a summer book, but I was also attracted to the watercolor type of illustrations. I really love beautiful illustrations. So this will be a fun one to take with us on vacation. The other one is for a gift, and I will talk about that later, but it is Today I Feel Silly and Other Moods That Make My Day. The next one I also don't have with me. It was a bouncy ball, and Abram got it for free. This one has already been opened and played with today, actually, but it was a brand new pack of bubble tubes, so they just look like this. It was a pack of 5 unopened, and I offered a quarter, and they happily said yes. The next place that we went, I was super pleased to find this adorable hat for Andy. The tag inside says Target. I'm going to see if I can find a price comparison. Please look at the bow on the back. It's so cute. Oh, I love it. You guys know that I love gingham. I've had a bathing suit in gingham, 2 bathing suits in gingham. I have a shirt in this pattern. Andy has a shirt in this pattern. She's had a lot of things in this pattern, and so have I, because it's just so darling. So I was very pleased to find this, and it's actually, I can tell it's one of those things that it'll fit her for a few years, because Abram could even squeeze into it. So I offered a quarter for this, and they were happy to say yes and take it. I kind of wish it was my size, to be honest, because it's just so cute. I've talked about good reselling things to look for at yard sales in the past. One of the things that I mentioned was Pampered Chef stoneware. This piece is actually not for reselling though, it's for me to keep. And it is this stone muffin tin, and I found this for $5. I did ask her what her best price was, and she said $5. And I was happy to pay $5 because stoneware is expensive. And this is a piece that will last me for such a long time. Separate from the sum that I gave you at the beginning of the video, I also spent $12 on things for my sister. So part of that was in this next trip. I spent $4 and $2 of those dollars were for my sister. I bought a set of elbow pads and knee pads for her daughters. And then I found this pair of Eddie Bauer shoes for Abram. This is the other pair that I was mentioning. They are practically brand new. They fit him now. They are in his current size and they are just in excellent, excellent shape. The next stop was kind of an exciting one. Again, I paired some things together and was able to get a good deal. I have been looking for some sandals. I found this pair for myself. And then I found a couple of things for Andy. 3 of them I won't show because they are undergarments. But everybody has their own personal preference on this. If you find them and they look like they're in good shape and that they, you know, haven't been worn, you know, to each their own personal preference. I could tell these were in good shape and we need them. So I purchased 3 of those. And then also to group with that, I bought this little skirt, and of course summertime calls for having some sort of fruit patterned clothing, so I got her this watermelon romper. Oh, and that grouping of things cost me $5. Okay, you guys have heard me talk about my set of 3 bowls. They have the blue stripe around the edge and they are like a heavier stone bowl. So what?
That movie made my day.
What made your day?
When it was the end.
That movie made your day?
Yeah.
And it, like I said, it's a set of 3. I got them thrifting a long time ago, or maybe it was a yard sale. I don't remember. It's one or the other with me always. But I thought I had remembered that my sister liked those bowls. So I called her and she said, yes, I was the one. I like those bowls. They had them priced at $15. I just said, what's your best price for these? And she gave them to me for $10. So I got my sister the same set of bowls that I have. So that was a pretty neat find. Abram had seen some airplanes that he was interested in. We came back at the very end to see if they were still there. It had been priced at $1 and Emily hopped out and asked if they would take 50 cents and they said yes. All right, the next bargaining tip is something that I haven't talked about a lot, but at a community sale, if there's something that you see that you want, but you're kind of unsure, you can come back. I've been wanting some sort of smoothie maker, blender, something to make smoothies and filling for popsicles this summer. And I don't have anything like that currently. So I found this and it was priced at $3. I was happy to pay $3, but I wasn't sure if I wanted one with a spout or not. I still really don't know. But we were able to come back at the very end of the yard sale, just kind of on our way out, and they asked $1. I was happy to pay that. They plugged it in for me and showed me that it does work. So there you go. All right, this next find I was super excited about. This was actually brand new in the packaging, and this is the brand Imaginarium, and it is a world puzzle. So it is a world map puzzle, but it also has lift the flaps. So it has 9 lift the flaps that have different little facts about that particular part of the world. And Abram has already put it together once or twice, and I think this will be a really cool learning tool this summer. All right, and the very last item that I bought was this cardigan. So the color kind of changes depending on what light you're in, but it's sort of like a fall green type color. That's one of my favorite colors to wear. It is the brand Universal Thread. I paid $3 for it, which I didn't mind paying because it's in really good shape. So that was my last item. All right, so I'm going to insert a couple of pictures here of Emily's finds and also talk through a couple of price comparisons. Okay, so I told you guys that Emily killed it. Here is an overview of everything that she purchased at this yard sale for a total of $16.75. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown here and then let's do those price comparisons. So the purple shirt up top left, she paid 50 cents. She was looking for tank tops. She got 4 tank tops and a pair of shorts for $8. That garment bag up at the top, she paid $1 for. Fun fact, she was looking for a garment bag and this actually matches her current luggage set. So total score. That fruit basket was 50 cents. The marriage devotional was $1.
The shirt at the bottom was $1. The Nike tennis shoes were $1. The terracotta pots, just like ours, were $1 each. The doctor's kit items are for her work and counseling, and those were $1. Then, also $1 were the yoga mat and the beach chair. So something funny that I wanted to point out is there really is no scale at yard sales. It really just depends on the people that you are working with. You might think that a pair of shoes might be more expensive than, say, a shirt, or you might think that a beach chair might be more expensive than doctor kit items. There's just sometimes no rhyme or reason. Okay, so we are going to do just a few price comparisons here just to show you how much Emily saved on these items. That beach chair that Emily paid $1 for, here is one in the same brand name and model for $50 brand new. To buy that same new in the package garment bag, Emily would have had to spend $38 more than she did. And an identical pair of Nike shoes, secondhand, still comes in at $20, where Emily only paid $1.
Alright you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helps you in your treasure hunting this yard sale season. As always, when you are bargaining, make sure that you are kind. Take a friend with you. It's so much more fun with a friend. Alright you guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day and I will talk to you soon.